Hi guys, I'm Liz. I'm a creative strategist here at Clix, and I've been designing websites since 2011. When you're designing a website, keep in mind these 4 things. 1, why are you designing this new website? 2, what are the goals of the website? Number 3, the implementation of the user experience. And number 4, the implementation of the user interface. So let's go back to number 1. What was the problem with the website in the first place? Does it need a new navigation? Was it hard for people to get from point A to point B? Is it outdated or maybe just not responsive or doesn't look that great? These are all questions that you need to consider for the design besides just the client coming to you and saying, I don't like my website anymore, because there might be more to it than just that. After you figure out what was the problem with their original website, let's get into what the goal of their new website should be. Are they trying to generate leads? Are they trying to get sales, or are they trying to build content? So every website should have a purpose. You don't want to just make a great looking website, you want to get something out of it for your client. So getting that information from your client and having the sort of conversations is really important, whether you're the designer or a project manager, is something that is key to any project. Once you know what your goal is, you can focus on the user experience and user interface. The reason I say both steps 3 and 4 at the same time is because they're kind of interlocked, but we can talk about the user experience first. The user experience is how a user coming to your site gets from point A to point B to C, and so forth until they get to the end goal. What you have to do as a designer is step into the user's head and figure out what are they thinking that gets them to the end goal the easiest and simplest way. A really great example of this is on home pages. Sometimes we see a lot of links that lead a user to a lot of different pages. If your main goal is to link someone to a contact page with a form, then we might point a user to that page and have that be the main call to action in a very easy location on your homepage, and not cluster that with a lot of different buttons that might confuse a user and point them to like an about page or more interior pages that takes them away from a form. With that in mind, you have to consider your path. The great thing about UX is that your design is never done. Once your website's launched, you can always go back and check your analytics and see if a user is converting. So you can see if they've made it from point A to point Z and improve upon your design. And finally, we have user interface. So with UI, we are still looking at the end goal and getting your user through the path, but we're doing it with design. So with your user experience, we were trying to get the person from point A to point Z, and with user interface, we're using our design elements to help guide them through. For example, if you were to go to a website, you would expect a login button to be in the top right. You wouldn't think that it would be in like a main content section or in the footer. So if you were to put that somewhere else in your design, your users probably are not going to log in. Just in general, if I was trying to go to a site and purchase something and the user experience and user interface didn't look good, I probably wouldn't buy something. Whereas if I was at a site that everything was very easy and it looked great, I probably would, even if it was more expensive. I mean, wouldn't you? So that could add so much value to your site that I don't think a lot of people think about when they're making a new website. So that's just something to consider. So to recap the 4 points, you want to know why your client came to you to make a new design, the goals of the website, your user experience, and your user interface. If you have any questions, comment below. If you found this video helpful, click the like button.